I think it was easier when I was deep into this addiction to female attraction. It was when it was young, it was some time ago. Nowadays, man, it's like, whoa, what are the words for it? Modern women, and then the guys are called alpha males, and they're like, it's like a war between the sexes or something, and they're both saying the same thing. The alpha males are saying like, don't don't pay any attention to these girls, like they just want to use you. And then the girls, the modern women, all these new words, they didn't have those words 20 years ago. So they're like saying to the girls, like, man, don't give it up to the guy unless he's like really appreciates you, worships you, like you hang on to your stuff, The guys are saying the same thing, like hang on to your semen, man. Don't just don't give it to these girls that are, and it's just back and forth like that. That will drain you, man. You know how much energy that takes. And then you get, and then you got classes that are trying to teach you how to navigate through that. Okay, look, this is what you do though. And then you just people are going nuts because you still have the instinct to get attraction from the opposite sex. Like that's normal. That's biological. This planet wouldn't exist if that attraction wasn't there. So this is my point. Pretending that's not there, or trying to tell yourself how the women are there's something wrong with them. They're no good. They're just selfish and they want to use you. Saying that isn't going to help you transcend this natural tendency, biological tendency you have to connect with the opposite sex. It's not going to work. And it's not going to work going to a class to try to let somebody who's confused, who imagines they're not, to try to tell you how to navigate that. You know what works? It's a secret. You got to give me $100. You know what works? Is when you focus on yourself, you let that stuff be there, you understand, okay, yeah, I'm a human being, okay, God's put that in there, he wants to keep the planet going, that's cool, but you give your life up. You stop trying to manage your life with your mind. This is why spiritual practice is important. And a healthy lifestyle habits, and practicing semen retention so that you have the actual energy and subtle perception so that you can do a spiritual practice. Spiritual practice is the end game. It's the only thing that's going to give you true satiation and inner contentment. Making the money, getting the girl, and all this material stuff, it's not going to do it. It'll give you a dopamine hit, make you feel good for a little bit, but then it's going to wear out, and then you're going to need to find the next thing. And I've talked about this over and over, and I'll keep talking about it because this is it. You can't talk about it enough, really, because you can hear it. You'd be like, yeah, exactly. And then an hour later, you're back in it. Why? Because the collective conditioning keeps perpetuating it. So you can never really hear it enough. So something has to burn out with this self-will of like, you have to go beyond your desires and biology and tendencies and urges. You have to somehow realize that you're higher than that. So the mind will say, well, what does that look like? I'm saying, like, don't listen to your mind. That's what I'm trying to say. You just be open that you want to go beyond this human level. And then the universe is going to start working things out. You're going to start hearing videos that appeal to you. Or you'll find books that will help accelerate this evolutionary process and raise your vibration. You'll find people, your company might change, your environment. You might find yourself in an environment that's conducive for this shift in consciousness that I'm trying to point to. This is what we need. We need a shift in consciousness. You can't operate from your current level of just mind in this whole rat race and war between the sexes. You can't operate there and try to figure it out on that level. You need to go beyond all that. Because it just doesn't work, man. Like, how? It's just silly. It's silly for the guys to talk bad about the girls and the girls to talk bad about the guys. This is low-level stuff. It's like that's not what you do. Yeah, it's in a woman's nature. It's in a woman. Look, generally speaking, a man can love a woman just because she's a woman. Just the energy, just a woman. Like, she's a woman, I love her. My grandpa used to say, I love all women, but I love some more than others. I like it. So she's a woman. Like, that's enough. Like, women, it's not like that. Generally speaking, right? I got to throw the general in there because girls that watch this too. I'm not just saying it to try to appease the girls, but I'm saying there are exceptions. There are higher level girls and higher level guys. We'll get into that in a minute. But the general standards like that. The girl doesn't love the man just because he's a man. It's like, man, that's a man there. It's not like that. It's like she appreciates it, of course. She recognizes, like, damn, that's masculine energy, something that felt kind of balancing, a little grounding. Like, I like that. But what can he kind of do for me, though? Like, okay, masculine energy is cool. There's a lot of masculine energy, and I can probably get a lot of them. So who's the highest bidder here? Like, what's the utilitarian purpose? You see? I wonder if I'm if I'm straying away from my title. Because we're talking about losing energy, focusing too much on female attraction. I don't know, let's let it ride. So she's kind of sizing him up. Does he meet my designer kit of projections and expectations? Maybe. But you see, they think about that. Like, when I was with the girl in the past, I wouldn't even think, I'm not even, because it wasn't in me to get married or have kids. So it's like, I don't have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I know I'm enjoying you now. I didn't realize that they're like calculating. They're like trying to figure stuff out. If they want a kid, if they want a baby and you don't want one, it's not going to work. She's not going to choose you over her desire to have a baby. You see, this is the thing. No matter what, no matter how good you are, you think you are, it's not going to happen. I don't know. I'm trying to talk about how you get drained. This is what I'm trying to talk about. But I felt like I had to talk about that also for some reason. So, these differences between man and woman, like, do you see the differences? You're trying to get like attraction from them. You got to look at why you're trying to get the attraction. Why are you trying to get the attraction? Feel how it feels when you're trying to get the attraction. Don't you feel drained? Just take one day. That's probably too long. I was going to say take an hour. That might be too long too. I don't know. Do as long as you can. Just do at least 30 minutes. Hour's better. Go into a public place, whatever you do during the day. Just for that hour, don't think about it. Don't look at a girl. Yeah, don't even look at them. If you accidentally look at one, okay. But you don't think about this whole attraction thing. Are they looking at me? Are they validating me? Am I okay in her eyes? Don't do it. Just for an hour. And you'll get a taste of how much energy gets drained when you're playing that game. You'll get a taste. And once you get a taste, it's easier to continue this more higher level way of being, of not focusing on that so much. Because you see, like, damn, I lose a lot of energy. See, you can't realize how much energy you're losing until you stop doing it. You need a contrast. Otherwise, it's just mental. You'll just be like, yeah, I'm losing energy, whatever. See? And if you don't, if you're in that stage where you want to keep doing that, yeah, keep doing it. Like, no condescending here. I did it. But if you're getting to the point where you're sick of it, pay attention when you're doing it. I've mentioned in another video, you be conscious of what you're doing. Be conscious of how you're losing energy when you do it. That's what I'm trying to say. Let that consciousness do the work for you. At some point, some shift will happen, okay? You can't control when that shift is going to happen. So stop beating yourself up because the shift didn't happen. You can't control it. You can't control when the shift happens or the transcendence any more than you can control the urge that started this whole thing to begin with. It's God created. He put those instincts in us. But I'm just trying to shed some light on how much energy can get burnt up when we're doing this whole edging, lusting, and focus too much on female attraction. And then it's always the joke. The hoax and the joke is when we stop thinking about it and worrying about it, then we'll meet the right girl who's matching, because the universe sends it to us. It's just automatic like that. But we got to burn ourselves out first, trying, I'm going to find her. You don't find girls generally walking down the street. Like, you're not going to go to the beach, everybody looking at each other. You're not going to probably find your mate there. That's just a whole edging thing. The girls like you looking at her, and then you like that they're looking at you. It's okay, it's a game, well, whatever. Your real beings that you're going to find, it happens spontaneously, naturally. You're somewhere, you're doing what you want to do, what's in your heart to do, and then all of a sudden she's also doing that. You have something in common, and it starts natural, and you start talking, and then you enjoy each other's company, and then you're like, well, hey, you want to go? I'm going to eat. Actually, I'm hungry too. All right, let's go eat. It's not like a date. You enjoy each other's company, period. This is how it should work. You don't learn strategies and all that stuff. It's just silly. Like, you got to go higher than that. This stuff's just silly, I mean, there's a bunch of money in it because everyone wants the quick fix and the way. They don't want to evolve. When you evolve, all this is natural. This is all natural. Life is made to work if we get out of the way. This is what I'm trying to point to. All right, let me know how you like this video. See you.